there. Welcome or welcome back to my channel, Tales from the Fifth House. My name is BZB Known, and today my goal is to channel a specific message that you, the viewer, need to hear. I do hope that this message finds you all safe and well. I'm excited. I had some time today to go sit out in nature, and I thought, why not use this good energy, all this beautiful sunshine, to channel a message for the collective, one that we all could benefit from. So that's what I'm going to do. Please note that tarot is timeless, so it might pick up on past, present, and future energy. So if you're listening and this doesn't sound like your story, then it likely isn't. However, I do encourage all to listen with an open mind and an open heart, as this might not be your story, but perhaps there's a little nugget or gem of information that you can take with you or share with someone else. So let's dive in. What message do we need to hear, Spirit? And if there is something weighing heavily on your heart or your mind, feel free to pause and set the intention to receive the clarity that you need. Let's do a few more shuffles. Okay. What's the message that we need to hear, Spirit? So we have two cards flipping over, not out, and one down. All right, so I'm going to take this one. We have Temperance. This is a card of balance, kind of finding your center. Perhaps many of us in the collective are struggling to do this or about to do this. We have the Six of Swords showing itself in the world, but it didn't flip out, so I'm not going to take it. Let's keep going, see what else. I have a lot of cards flipping over, but not now. We have Temperance being the first card. Actually, I want to pause and sit on Temperance because as I'm looking at this card, I'm hearing fill your own cup. And that's what's happening. Maybe kind of hard to see. But you have this crow and it's pouring water from one cup into another. So perhaps the message here is that it's time to fill your own cup, to shift your focus into getting yourself centered. Perhaps you're someone who likes to make sure everyone around you is good, is comfortable, which is a really admirable trait. But at the end of the day, if you are not comfortable, you're not going to be able to serve the people around you to your best ability, if that makes sense. But let's keep going. Let me figure Spirit. Okay, I have the Ace of Swords. One more Spirit message that we need to hear. Okay, and the Ace of Cups. Wow. So we have two aces coming through the bottom of the deck. We have the High Priestess. It is in reverse. It is in reverse. So I'm going to take that into consideration there. But the next two cards out, we have the Ace of Swords and the Ace of Cups. So lots of new, fresh energy around. And perhaps you're missing out on these opportunities or this new energy that wants to come in. Perhaps someone wants to communicate with you. Cups, swords represent communication. That's air energy, Libra, Aquarius, Gemini. And then we have cups, which is water energy, Pisces, Scorpio, and Cancer. So perhaps what I'm getting with the High Priestess being in reverse and these cards coming out, you're not seeing, or you are not aware of kind of these new opportunities that want to present themselves because you are not centered and balanced, or you're struggling kind of getting to your centered and getting balanced. And Spirit is reminding you that, you can't pour from an empty cup. You can't give and give and give so much that you deplete yourself, especially if the people around you are not reciprocal, are not pouring that same kind of love and care back into you. You're going to end up drained and out of balance. And Spirit wants you to remain centered and balanced at all times. Let's get some more cards for this High Priestess. Why is the High Priestess in reverse? It's like you're not seeing something because you're not balanced. And when you get into balance or find you're centered, all of this newness, because again, aces represent newness. It's beginning all of this fresh emotions. This can be connections. This can be communication. News wants to come in. It's not going to be able to come in until you get centered, until you get balanced within yourself. You know. But let's get some more information on this. Why is the High Priestess here in reverse? I want to know. It's like your intuition is blocked. You're not seeing something clearly. Oop. We have the Knight of Cups. So this could very well deal with a connection or just something that you are emotionally kind of attached to. Maybe there's an offer that you're not seeing, an opportunity that you're not seeing, something that wants to present itself. You have this crow coming in on this horse wanting to offer their cup. Maybe you're too busy pouring into everyone else's cup, people who might not deserve it. Perhaps that's the message that you're missing, the opportunity to give and receive from someone who does want to be reciprocal with you and who does want to show you the same love and care that perhaps you're not getting from those around you. At the bottom of the deck, we have the Ace of Pentacles, and it is in reverse. So another ace. So again, I'm really getting the message that you're not seeing all of the kind of opportunity, all the people who are aligned to you, all the opportunities, all the things, the career, etc. You know, take what resonates, and you kind of have to make it fit for your story. But you're not seeing it because you are too busy focused on everyone else instead of yourself. But let's get one more card. Why is the High Priestess in reverse? Oh my gosh. So we have the King of Cups. So you have the Knight of Cups here, the King of Cups here. So lots of emotions. I feel like maybe you're like emotionally, I'm hearing drained, but it doesn't even have to be that. You can be emotionally depleted. The King of Cups is very emotionally stable. He is emotionally intelligent as well. And I feel like if you were to consider yourself a empathetic person, and you care about the thoughts and feelings of others because you pick up on that energy from them, then you might really be struggling with kind of tuning into your own emotions, which is what I'm getting from this card, just because you're so worried about what everyone else has going on. And I think Spirit really wants to make the send the message home again that you cannot pour from an empty cup. And if you look, let me see if I can get closer, at this King of Cups, not only his cup's full, there's also like a puddle underneath it. So it's like runneth over. And we did have the Ace of Cups here, which is kind of depicting that same imagery. So again, if you're feeling emotionally depleted, if you're feeling like, wow, the people around me are not kind of pouring into me the same way that I pour into them, then I feel like this is a message for you to get really clear. Oops, excuse me, on my top. Let me fix that. This is a message for you to get really clear on what reciprocal relationships look like. What does it mean to be able to give and then also receive? Because sometimes, especially as givers, I struggle with this myself. I love to give, and I just think it's like part of my soul's purpose to serve others, especially children, in a way that's meaningful to me. But sometimes those same people who are able to give and give freely are not always comfortable with receiving. And I feel like that's also probably the message. Maybe you need to ask for help and communicate your needs and your wants. It's just as important as everyone else around you, especially if you find yourself being responsible for a household or, you know, a team, a project, etc. You know, take what resonates. But I really am getting the message here that Spirit wants you to focus on you and get in tune with you and in balance with you and open yourself up to not only giving, but also receiving everything that you give. Let's get some oracle advice. It's a really nice day today. All right, what's the advice from the oracles for us today? What's the advice? Ooh, kind of flew away. Ooh, it says notice. What can I learn from observation? And it's a crow, which I feel like is really beautiful because I am using the crow tarot deck. And perhaps the message here is like notice who around you, who in your circle. This can be again work, school, your relationships, your family. Who leaves you feeling depleted versus who leaves you feeling full. Really spend time getting clear on those who who don't just take from you but are also giving, who like at the end of a conversation you feel better than you did when it started. Spirit is really hoping to to sorry y'all, somebody interrupted me, is really hoping to bring to your attention, because you're not seeing how perhaps things in your life are not balanced, and it's kind of causing you some inner turmoil. And Spirit really wants you to notice and learn from that observation. If you notice, like every time you talk to that one friend, you get off the phone and now you're depleted, you don't want to do whatever you had on your to-do list, that might be a signal for you to kind of pull back your energy from that direction, so you can focus it back on yourself. So let's get some more advice. Thanks, Spirit. Okay. What riches do I carry within? It says hold, and I love this, especially given the message. I think sometimes as empaths, givers, intuitive people, when you sense that others need, you often want to fill that need for them, kind of, serve them in that way. But I feel like Spirit wants you to redirect your focus to yourself. That says, what riches do I carry within? And it says hold. And perhaps you might have to put some of your energy on hold from others, especially those who are unable to kind of return the favor until you get to a place where you can give freely and, from a place of overflow and not lack. But right now, it seems like many of us in the collective are giving from a state of lack, and hoping that others will be able to kind of fill in those gaps for us. But Spirit is saying you need to do that yourself. They need to come from within. And when you start to, shift your focus, at first people might have issues with it, but real friends, real people who are supposed to be in your tribe, those who are in alignment, will understand. And they might surprise you and start to step up in ways that maybe they weren't before, to kind of help you fill in those gaps. And you'll be able to give then from a place of surplus and not lack. Let's get one more piece of advice. Just one card, Spirit. We have a lot of cards wanting to come out. Okay, take this last one. Oh, it's the sun. Beautiful, you guys. So what I'm getting from this card is vitality. That's like our life force. And you might be feeling like your life force is a bit depleted right now, but Spirit really wants you to understand that, when you give to yourself, when you take care of yourself and you nourish yourself, your light then becomes brighter, and you're able to shine that back and reflect that energy back to others. And perhaps you're really struggling with that right now because you you don't have the energy to keep giving at the capacity that you have, because you need to shift your focus to give to yourself. But I'm going to take out the booklet and read what this says, because this is like a special card in this deck. I think it just has some keywords, but let's read. It says sun, external, extroverted, outward, visible, conscious, engaging, unavoidable, constant, steady, bright, intense, active, grounded, and physical. Very, very interesting. This represents movement of energy. Yeah, and I really think I'm being like, this sun has a face, which I think is interesting. And I'm really getting like focus on you, like be the sun of your own universe, like we all revolve around the sun. You should be the main character in your own story. It shouldn't be where you're running around like a chicken with its head cut off, trying to put out everyone else's fires and be there for everyone else. And then at the end of the day, you go home and there's no one there to do that for you. That's unacceptable. And Spirit wants you to really remember that you are the sun in your own universe, and things should kind of move accordingly to that. But let's roll some story dice to close out. Let me know if you like this style of reading. To come out here more often, perhaps. But let's see. So we have a cell phone, a sheep, a question mark, and wow, I've never really seen this, but it's given like shadow energy. I'm trying to come closer. Um, So yeah, what I'm getting is communicate. This could be with yourself, with others. We did have the Ace of Swords here earlier. Perhaps you need to like communicate this with others, how you've been feeling, set those boundaries with the people around you and of your life. You may feel like this is gonna make you kind of like the black sheep or outcast is what I'm getting. Oh, so many pretty birds. um, Outcast, but I feel like this is kind of like a fear that you might have, like the shadow kind of thought. And this is something I had to work through too. Like if I'm not of service, then how am I useful? You know, which is just sad to think because you know you're innately useful. You have innate value. Your value is not predicated on what you can do for others. You are valuable just for who you are, not for what you offer. And I feel like that's something that you might be questioning. We do have this question mark here. You're questioning maybe your value in terms of some of your relationships that are a little imbalanced or one sided, and Spirit really wants you to redirect all that energy back to yourself because that's where it belongs. I'm going to close it out there. I do hope that you enjoyed this reading. Please let me know if it resonated and if you'd like to see more from me of this style. Thank you so much for spending some time with me. I really appreciate it, and I'll catch you next time. Bye.